Welcome back, managers. Today we're kicking off a full-blown Arsenal rebuild in Football Manager 2026. But this isn't your usual plug-and-play save. I'm going full FM realism mode. That means a proper, data-driven, fully replicated Arteta tactical model, positional play, rest defense structures, rotational principles, the whole thing. And transfers? No random signings here. Every signer must be backed by real-world links, scouting logic, or genuinely plausible moves based on player profiles and club strategy. It's a 5-year project to return Arsenal to the Premier League and assert dominance and chase multiple Champions League titles, all built on the Ultimate Realism bundle, which you can grab here. Arteta tactics, accurate shortlist, and set pieces. Make sure you go and check it out. It is the ultimate save file. You can play from minute one like me. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let's get into it. I'm buzzing for this. Right then, time to rebuild Arsenal in FM26. Now, this is going to be a really good project because I've got a lot of good players to work with. I love Arteta's system, and I just love the club in general, to be honest. And yeah, I'm not even an actual fan, so a little bit weird to say that, but I do like a cheeky set piece. Now, looking at this club in general, facilities, we're going to be laughing all the way to the bank. An immaculate stadium, great corporate facilities, excellent actually, superb training, beautiful, excellent youth facilities, good youth recruitment, academy coaching ranked as excellent. The pitch condition also is going to be perfect. So when it comes to what we've got to work with, I don't want to hear any yappa from the players saying we've not got good facilities, because we've got some of the best around, which is really cool to see. Now, in terms of stuff like the finances, we are going to have a overall balance of £294 million. We're not breaking financial fair play. We love to see that. We are going to have just a touch of debt there, 280 million in remaining debt, which of course I will try and clear over this entire rebuild. But Arsenal, as a club, of course, one of the biggest clubs in world football, definitely in the Premier League. And do you know what? Let's look at their club history. They're going to have 0 Champions Leagues, 13 Premier Leagues, 1 Cup Winners' Cup, 0 UEFA Super Cups, 0 Europa Leagues, 14 Emirates FA Cups, 2 EFL Cups, 17 Community Shields, and 1 Fairs Cup. Pretty fairs. Founded in 1886. And my aim is to win them a lot of European trophies. Now, my prediction, I'm not going to be in the Europa League. I feel like if I find myself in the Europa League, I've probably gone wrong in the Premier League. So I'm hoping we only add Champions League to that trophy cabinet, because that is the ultimate goal. Now, I have obviously looked at the team, I have looked at what we're doing, and there is a lot of positives that this club can offer me. Now, of course, we are playing in these competitions. We are playing in the Premier League, the FA Cup, the Champions League, the EFL Cup. We are playing in 4 competitions that are absolutely massive. Now, if we look at the EFL Cup, for example, the last time we won this Carabao Cup is going to be in the year of, let's go down, 1992, which is way too long ago. I need to make sure we win that because I want it back into the trophy cabinet. The FA Cup, obviously, this is something which we can go and see. We were very good at winning. Back-to-back 2013, 2014, then 2016, the last time, 2019-20 season. The Champions League, well, we have never won it. The Premier League, we can go and see the past winners. You have to go back to actually 2003, which is longer than what Man United have gone without a title. But as you can see, we do love a runners-up medal, and I'm hoping today the runners-up medals get trashed and we get the actual big trophy, because that is what I am here to do. Now, of course, all this is made possible by using my ultimate save file. I'll quickly pop it on the screen again for those that missed it. Essentially, it's a save file you place into your games. You start exactly where I do, and it comes defaulted with 3 preloaded Arteta tactics. Also, set pieces, my best ones at the moment, and more importantly for my transfer fans, we have got an accurate transfer shortlist consistent of real-life links and also players that I think in a few years' time, if we do what I say I want to do and win Champions Leagues and win Premier Leagues, these are the players I want to go over. Now, obviously, we can sign people off this transfer list based off scouting links and, you know, just general players that might start to develop, but as a base foundation, I will always go for this list first. Now, we've covered a lot of positions of players that I might consider. Goalkeepers, Diogo Costa, definitely a favoured option. João Garcia. Centre-backs, we've gone with a few of the classics. Ignacio Diamande. Wing-back-wise, we've gone with Singo, Livramento. Livramento, I'm very keen on getting because he can play that inside role quite well. Singo, Josh Doig for a backup left-back. Hato, obviously, Arsenal, Chelsea, always sign from each other. Vanderson, just because he should be available. Casado, I really want to get a few years into the rebuild as a good DM option, because in this game, he doesn't always get played too much, and I feel like I can make the most out of him. Vitinha, Malik Fofana, Anthony Gordon, Javi Correa, Rodrigo Mora, again, he'll be an absolute arm and a leg whenever you sign him, but a really, really, really good player. Dusan, several links for him actually leaving Juve, obviously. Rafael Leao, a bit of a pipeline dream. Ollie Watkins was obviously rumoured to go to a lot of Premier League clubs. Semenyo, hot link. Rodrigo, linked to a lot of Premier League clubs if he was to leave Madrid, and also Dodi Luki Bakayoko, I think so you say that. These are just some of the transfers, obviously 22 exactly on the list. The system I'm going to be playing personally is going to be my Arteta's Arsenal, which again is a very, very, very solid tactic because it is based off a real life system. And at the end of the day, we have got some really, really good players in this whole team to use. So let's go and talk about some of the players, talk about what we've got to do, and then we're going to sort of go over the contract situation. So when I look at this team on paper, we've got David Raya, we've got Timber, we've got Saliba, we've got Gabriel, we've got Lewis Skelly, Zubamendi, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Victor Gyökeres. I mean, we're absolutely blessed, aren't we? And I mean, to be honest with you, on the bench, we've got Kepa, Caliafori, Madueke, Trossard, Ben White, Eze. We are going to have the likes of a few youngsters there. Ethan Nwaneri, we've got Nelson, Zinchenko, Vieira, Kiwar out on loan. We've got Norgard, Mascara, and Sepe. We've got Kai Havertz. We've got Jesus. You know, we have got options to use. Now, there are some areas of the team that I look at and I think, oh, maybe I want to upgrade. Goalkeeper, I'd love to get Costa in. I'd love to get a good, real young right back like Livramento, depending if it's obtainable. What's really cool to see is that Lewis Skelly gets right into the team from minute one. Again, if you watch Premier League football, you should be loving this guy. A good young English talent, sensational on Football Manager, and actually can be quite good in that DM role as well, as he does have the attributes to play it to a high pedigree. Big Victor Gyökeres, I'll do the celebration. A big man for them to come in, sensational in Football Manager as well. 27, so we'll be here for the entirety of the rebuild, and if Dusan did come in at any point, or Ollie Watkins, that would be to replace Jesus. That will be on the transfer list because I do think he will be moving on. But Victor Gyökeres, a really, really good finisher, had a good start to his Premier League campaign as well. Martinelli, I can take or leave. I don't really think he is, you know, that I think he's good, but he's not like that good. For example, you can't put him on the same page as this man. Big Bukayo Saka, he is one of my favourite players to watch. When he is on form and he's not doing the little limp, he is absolutely, but he's dreamy. He's a dreamy player to watch. A really, really good player to watch indeed. The midfield, I love. Declan Rice, Animal, Odegaard, inconsistent sometimes, but video game head on, very, very solid. I mean, you look at him, he will be one of easily the best midfield players in this entire league, and I say that easily. He will be an absolute demon. Declan Rice suits this role very, very well, and to be honest, we can also get away with playing him as sort of a channel midfield player, or drop him back into a box-to-box, so plenty of options there what we can do with him. Zubamendi, I think, is good, but when Casado comes on the market, I think I will look to try and bring him in. The back line, they've got the best two centre-backs in the league, in my opinion. Gabriel and Saliba, Skelly, Timber, and David Raya. So definitely not a bad bunch of players. Now, in terms of the squad, let's go and see what we're dealing with. So, age-wise, we are going to have only 3 players 30 and above, Norgard, Trossard, and Kepa, and all of those are going to be on the transfer list. So, nothing to worry about there, to be honest. And looking at the contract situation, I'm going to worry up until 2026, really. Zinchenko can go. Osman, Seb, Charles, and Josh, they can all go. So, I have got basically no pressure when it comes to the squad. squad. I've got no real pressure when it comes to the age, and we have got a really, really good team. And I will say before we crack on into Season 1, if you are interested in getting all of these Patreon perks, which does include, obviously, this Ultimate Save file, but more importantly, every rebuild file I do, the actual end rebuild file, every team that's realism will have an Ultimate Save file, all my FM26 tactics, one-on-one tactical help, ad-free viewing, access to big giveaways, set pieces, training. There's so much more, really. You can go and check out the Patreon. Over 100 of you guys come over from the Chelsea rebuild to grab that save file, and it seems to be hitting really well. You seem to like the fact you can just load in the save file and just right away play. No research on tactics is done. No research on transfers is done. Set pieces done. You can just come and chill and play the game. So hopefully people are enjoying it. But let's get in to Season 1, where we are going to be playing, obviously, in these four. The big four. What can we achieve? Time's going to tell. Well, we are going to be in an FA Cup final, and we are playing Crystal Palace, so it is a really good chance to try and lift a bit of silverware in Season 1, and I'm very impressed we got to the final, because this first season was really, one, testing how good a realistic Arteta tactic would perform in the game, and two, seeing what players are going to be good enough to get over these 5 years, and well, we start off very well there inside of 19 minutes, and things are looking pretty positive. Let's try to build up from the back here, a couple more minutes into the game, and they are looking quite nervous. I mean, I don't know why they're trying to play like this against one of the best teams in the Premier League, but they seem to be quite consistent in what they're doing. I thought I'd show you this because I don't know what their actual plan was. They're just going back, going forwards, going back, going forwards. It's reminding me a bit like Southgate ball, but when they go long, they lose the ball inevitably. It's a bit of ping pong. Declan Rice through into Victor Gyökeres, and people watching back home, that's why you don't play with it at the back. A lot of the action in this game actually happened inside the first 33 minutes, and to be honest with you, Crystal Palace weren't half bad when it come to attacking. They were quite direct, and despite them having a bit of a wave of attack now and then, we did defend quite well, but we weren't flawless. Kamada is going to, I think he nutmegged someone there. It's great play, a bit of recovery, but what I noticed about this Palace team was they had a tendency to go back all the time, but they finally get it in and do grab a consolation, but we've won it. 2-1. We'll take it. As we also scrape the Carabao Cup 1-0 over Everton. So right off the bat, we have won the trophies that I want to win. Apart from the Champions League and Premier League, we have won two that I really wanted to win. And looking at this competition, let's see how hard the path was, because playing Everton in the final isn't exactly the hardest time, is it? So if we go and look at the semis, okay, we had to beat Liverpool. That's a very tough team. Southampton, a bit of an easier team. West Ham, a very close game. Leicester 5-0. Second round, obviously we don't have to play in. Did we dominate the final? Oh yeah, come on, we dominated it. If anything, if we would have lost that, we would have been FM. So already 2 trophies ticked off. But let's just not get too carried away, because although we get to a Champions League final, we could have won it all in Season 1 if we've won the Premier League. The Champions League, we get to a final, we lose 4-2, but let's see actually how we got there as well. So we slaughter Real Madrid 4-1, we go and just about scrape past Tottenham, we batter into Milan. The league phase, we don't go invincible by 1 game, but we win 7, only Liverpool top us. So we're a team that have got to a Champions League final, we've won the FA and Carabao Cup. I'd be surprised if we haven't won or finished in the top 2 in that Premier League. Especially when you look at this data hub and we're scoring 2 goals more compared to what we are going to be conceding. We've got a ridiculous pass completion and we've got close to 30 shots a game. I think we may have won the Premier League. And we have won the Premier League by 6 points with a staggering only 4 losses, 27 wins, 7 draws, and the rebuild's far from over because the Champions League is arguably the biggest trophy that I'm missing right now. And yeah, we've not really got anyone to boast about apart from David Raya. We have got the most clean sheets and the most goals. Beat Crystal Palace on the last couple games of the season. Overall, I'm sat here actually a little bit shocked of how well we have done in Season 1, and I imagine we are going to get rewarded when it comes to the finances, to that side of things. Let's go and have a little gander right now. We have got a budget of £101 million. Scrap that, 127. We can go and have some fun. But before we do that, this is what has won me, you know, I can't believe I'm saying it, a treble in Season 1. Victor Gyökeres is flying, 45 and 6. Bukayo Saka is flying, 17 and 24. Odegaard, 16 and 16. Martinelli, absolutely surprising me to a very high level, 14 and 14. 5 and 22 for Rice. Eze, 5 and 5. Madueke, 6 and 5. Jesus, 7 and 4. Gabriel, 7 and 5. 9 for Havertz. 7 and 2 for Trossard out on loan. The whole team is teaming. The whole team is playing so well, and looking at the best 11, nothing changes from the start, so everyone held their own and had their position. Raya had a little bit of a ropey end of the season. You can see there he dropped a 5.7 rating, but he had an overall good season, okay? It doesn't mean that I'm not going to go and replace him because I said it from the get-go. But do you know what? For Season 1, I can sit here and be actually really happy with that. We've done such a good job. We've got a big transfer budget to go into the next season. And this tactic, guys, again, you know, it's not the most meta it can be. For example, I'd never have time wasting on. I'd probably max out the tempo on a meta tactic. This is a really good replica of Arteta's system, and to be honest with you, I love the way that it also plays out a possession. We were so good at the back. We may have actually cracked the Arteta code. First transfer window, well, technically second. Well, signing one, going out the door, that is going to be Jakub Kiwior. Pretty obvious this is going to happen. He goes to Porto for £21 million. He's not actually a bad centre-back in the game, but it is realistic that he does go, and obviously it was already done. So he is going to be leaving Arsenal. I never really got a chance to use him. But do you know what? It's quite a good move for him. Going to Porto, he's still on a decent wage per week. But yeah, that is one of our hybrid defenders gone. Zinchenko, I can't get money for him, but he goes on the free to Barcelona. It was one of my first things to do was get rid of this guy. I really don't think he's got the right mentality to be winning what I want to win. And I'm just glad he's gone from the club, to be honest. He was easily number one on my outage list. And we didn't get money for him, which is a little bit heartbreaking. But at the end of the day, I'm not paying his wages anymore. We also are going to sell Trossard. I'm going to show you his transfer fee in a second because United have blessed me big time. Now, he was on loan there for a bit last season in this game, and I'm surprised they brought him, to be honest, but do you know what? He's 32, perfect to move on. We can reinvest that money, and yeah. We've done that. Of course, for 40 million, the permanent agreement for Hensepe is going to come into place. A really good defender, obviously a player that I wanted when I was rebuilding Chelsea. He's very good because, one, he's middle-aged, he's not too old. He's got good pace, good acceleration, good stamina, good strength, good work rate, good tackling, good heading. He is perfect for a hybrid, right, between left-back and centre-back. They don't really come better than this for that price tag. 40 million, in my opinion, is a bit of a steal. As another signing that was made, not from my own pockets but done for me, was Victor. He is going to come in, an Irish 18-year-old who I don't really think is going to get too much game time under me. Although Costa is going to be an Arsenal player. He cost me a lot of money. £61 million. Actually, is that a lot of money? I don't think it is, to be honest. Now, this does mean we can transfer list and loan list a couple of our goalkeepers. So don't worry, I'm not keeping all of them around. But this guy was a necessity, right? Because I've used this guy in this game. I think in real life, it's only a matter of, you know, when this guy eventually moves club. At some point, a top team's going to go in for him. And at the end of the day, why not Arsenal? So I thought we'll take the bite, we'll take the punt, we'll see what happens. He does really well in the Premier League, drops a 7 average rating. You know, he keeps 20 clean sheets. So I'm pretty much going to be willing to put money on the fact he's rank 1 in the whole league. And let's go and see the overall window then. So it looks like this. So you can see here, 40 million for Hensepe, Costa 61, 1.7 for Victor. We actually got 26 for Jakub Kiwior, sorry, and Trossard 41. That's £20 million profit on a 32-year-old, which is absolutely incredible. You can see here that obviously Kepa's on loan at Milan. Other than that, no real big outgoings. You can see here we spent 103 million. We've actually profited 68 million. The board are undecided, which is a bit worrying because they're the ones with the old Wonga. The fans are actually quite happy, and I'll be happy. I mean, you've welcomed in a world-class goalkeeper. Obviously, you've got Hensepe permanently coming in. We've offloaded some Deadwood. Let's see what we can do. Well, right off base value, we've done quite well here because we have won the Premier League in back-to-back seasons, and this time we've got 3 players to talk about. Bukayo Saka, the best player in the league. Victor Gyökeres, the top goal scorer. Costa, the most clean sheets. The most clean sheets as an overall team, and to be honest with you, this is even more convincing. We only lose 3 games. Last year, we lost 4. We also drew 7. This year, we drew 4. So we are a very, very, very dangerous team. Nobody's near us in the league, as it is going to be Leeds, Leicester and Derby going back down. Manchester United in 9th place. Chelsea in 14th. And at the moment, it's quite safe to say that we are the team of England. We are the best team in England. Wow. Wow. Our first time playing in that Community Shield is a easy, not really, a win over Liverpool in a game which, to be honest, well, actually, do you know what? It was easy. We dominated the game. Scrap what I'm saying. We dominated it. The Champions League is a step back because we don't get to the final. Where did we get to then? So the league phase, very, very strong once again. We go into the round of 16. We get past Fiorentina. The quarterfinals, we beat PSG. The semi-finals, we must have lost against Real Madrid. I can't really be too angry because we've done so well in it last year. I won't say that's really a step back specifically because we're still very good defensively, and it's Real Madrid. They went on to win the final. To be honest with you, you pull up this semi-final tab again, any of these teams could have won, and any of these teams you can't be too angry to win or lose against, to be honest. Well, we're not going to go back-to-back in the FA Cup because Liverpool are a little bit too strong on the day. We are going to lose 1-0 in that final, and yeah, Liverpool are quite strong in the cups. As we are going to go on and also win that EFL Cup over Manchester United, making that 2 times back-to-back. Again, want to show you the goal, but I can't because we've got a lovely bug in the game where I still can't watch highlights all the time. Luckily, it is working a little bit now, but overall, that is still going to be a free trophy season. Premier League, Community Shield, and EFL Cup. We don't win the FA Cup, that would have been the chance to win the English quadruple, right? The Champions League, obviously, we do take a step back technically, but I think performance-wise, we are on sort of par. Money, 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 money. We are going to have a budget of £117 million, which the last time I checked is a very, very fair budget. Now, looking at the team on paper, who impressed? Who maybe fell off a little bit? Let's go and have a little gander. So, quick pick. Obviously, Costa was locked in. Best 11 loaded. Oh, we have also got that bug where if you lock in a player, you then can't use any of these. Not ideal. So let's click goals then. Sorry it's doing that again. Again, out of my control. I do apologise. 53 and 10 for Gyökeres, Saka 36 and 23, 19 and 24 for Odegaard, 11 and 15 for Declan Rice. I mean, we have got a lot of goals coming in from Big Boy Victor. Big Boy Victor is taking over the world. Assist-wise, Odegaard and Saka are absolute man mountains, and Saka is the best player in the Premier League. And do you know what? For very, very good reason. He's an absolute dream to watch. Now, there are players that I am looking to, you know, get out the door a little bit. And if we actually look at through this list, we'll do a quick recap of who might be going to one side. So I'll pause or talk about the players as we go through them. So to start with, we are going to have Mosquera, I could potentially offload. Raya, yes. Ben White, yes. Eze, yes. Martinelli, maybe in the future. Zubamendi, no. Madueke, I quite like him. Don't shoot me. Kai Havertz, don't shoot me. I quite like him. Norgard, yes, for like an old move. Kepa, yes. Vieira, yes. Nelson, yes. Hinsepe, no. Moreno, yes. Jesus, yes. So quite a lot of yeses. Those players that I've just yesed will be on the transfer list, and when I holiday, I tick the box saying only sell transfer listed players, and hopefully we can get rid of some to bring more finance back into the club. But let's get into season 3 of the transfers after what I'm going to describe as actually quite a positive couple of seasons. Let's see what we can do. I had to take it, guys. I know he's a new player, but I can see a world where, well, if this happened in real life, for example, where you've got players that are playing out of their skin, he's not getting game time, they've offered me 49 million for Eze. I have to take the money back where I can. The guy is going all the way down, down, down. He's not going to improve. He's not getting played that much. Better players are in the squad, and PSG are still willing to drop that sort of money. He also wanted to leave for the pay rise. I had to let him go, and part of me actually wanted to see him go anyway. So Eze becomes a PSG player, and we get a bit of Wonga back into our pocket that put our transfer budget at around about 160 million. I have just instantly replaced him. 60 million for Marc Casado. When I say replace him, I know he's not the same position, but I used that money, put it literally the same exact amount of pennies back into this transfer, and he's a great player, man. I really like him. I'm not going to lock him in. I'm going to let him fight with Zubamendi and other players in that midfield, but I think he'll get game time. To be honest with you, I look at the guy. He's got great passing, great concentration, great aggression, great anticipation. He's a really good future player, and I just like what I see with him. I think he suits this team really well. Sitting deep, just a great addition to the squad, and our midfield now is absolutely beautiful. Declan Rice, Odegaard, Casado, you don't really get much better than that, and I hope it doesn't have a negative impact in terms of I hope I don't bring this guy in and we start losing loads of stuff, but I had to get him. And for 36 million, this is going to be the last signing of this window, meaning we actually only spent 36 million out of our budget outside of the money we made from Eze. He is going to come in, and to be honest with you, he is a go-to signing of mine from last year. Now, the realism factor is he was still at Brentford. If a team like Arsenal come in, even as a rotational option, offered more money, offered him to be at a club where we're winning several trophies, he is going to accept it. And obviously he did accept it, and he is going to come in. Now, he only played 7 games. As a sub, that is. He is not here to be a first-team candidate, but he's here to bolster the opposition. He's not there to do that. Let me scrap that from the video. He is here to help us bolster against the opposition, not improve the opposition, by coming in and just being a versatile option. This game riddles you with injuries. You need a good squad. That's what we've done. Champions League, we are still strong in the league phase, but it's never meant anything before, as we are going to go into the round of 16, and we play Frankfurt. Fair play to Frankfurt for getting through. The quarterfinals, Real Madrid, a bit of revenge, a 4-2 win. The semi-finals, Brighton, a 4-2 win over Brighton. Fair play to them. They must have had a good Premier League season as well. And we are playing Barcelona. Our first final. Please don't bottle it. Well, the UCL final, Bruno Fernandes has signed for Barcelona, and inside of 4 minutes, he scores, and we go 1-0 down. So, I am sorry, Arsenal fans, this might be a painful watch. Bruno Fernandes is clearly still got it, and fair play to him. We are the Gooning Kings, and at the end of the day, we are going to equalise in the 16th minute and make it 1-1. And for that reason, I'm going to sit here quite comfortable, because to be honest with you, this game can go either way. They've got a great team on paper, but so have we. Now, they went 1-0 up, obviously very early on, and usually that can shape a cup final quite badly for us anyway. And they are playing pretty good football, but we've not fallen asleep. We're always on them. If you can see there, the press is activated from the second they get into a dangerous area. And we're playing our stuff now, round the back, elegant football. And I'm going to include this in the video because this is a bit more of actually how the tactic plays. Look at the movement, look at the passing, look at how well we can do. And when you got people like Saka, who's doing that, I mean, this is why I hyped him up so much, because look at that. I mean, that was beautiful from him, and that, well, I can't even talk about it. We're into the lead, and I don't even know how to describe it. And we're going again, we're playing our football. We are absolutely mocking the team that some say created this style. And we're through again. Victor Gyökeres, insane. 3-1, 35 minutes on the clock. And it's an absolute Arsenal festival. It really, really is. Timber into Saliba. Look how comfortable we are. I mean, genuinely, the tactics we've created this year have been insane. And this play is just a good indicator of how good they are. Against someone like Barcelona, we're playing their own game against them. I mean, look how comfortable we are on the ball. Always a passing option. Timber inverts to make that option available. Goes long over the top into Saka. A great touchdown. Odegaard takes on his man. Oh my word, it's lovely. What a cup final, and what a trophy to win. Let's have it. Actually scored one more goal that I forgot about, so we did beat them 5-1. That goal was scored by Gyökeres in the 85th minute in a game that we absolutely dominated. So do you know what? Completely flawless. Good start to the season. Partner that with a 3-2 win over Leicester City in the FA Cup. That is now 2 times inside of a 3-year span. Not looking too shabby, huh? Oh, it would have been nice, wouldn't it? It would have been nice to keep the hot streak going, but we are going to lose one of the finals. I will say that casually, though. This was to go 3 times back-to-back. We do lose against Tottenham, which is never a nice feeling. I'm fully aware. But this is I'm sort of overlooking the fact that we're getting to every final possible. I'm building a dynasty here. As we go and win the Premier League 3 times now, back to back. You can see it here. It's just beautiful. It's absolutely, I mean, you can see there as well. Saka is going to be the English Football Player of the Year, and he comes in the best average rating. Gyökeres, I mean, it's an Arsenal lockout. The most goals, the most clean sheets, the highest rating, the most goals, the most assists, the most clean sheets. You know, nearly a 20-point advantage. Only 3 losses in the league. We are the best team in the world. We are the best team in the world. But we have still not done my ultimate dream of winning everything together, so there is still a reason to carry on this rebuild. And also, there's one thing there's one more thing we didn't win. It's the Community Shield, because we lose to Liverpool in a game which, to be honest with you, we got FM'd. Look at the shots. It's an absolute joke, to be honest. But we do lose it, so it is what it is. I can't really be too angry, because we have won a Premier League, we have won an FA Cup, we have won a Champions League. Every season we've won a minimum of 3 trophies, and I've still got 2 more years to try and figure out how to do this all together, which obviously is going to be my aim. Now, money, money, money. We have got a budget of a bit more than that, I hope. We have 109 million. I think it's fair to say that we've been quite looked after when it comes to the finances, but also I've not ever spent over. I've always spent under. So, you know, this team that we've got on paper now, for example, which it's fixed. We can actually look at our best 11. Thank you, SI. We can use the game. We can play the game. The team on paper actually hasn't changed apart from Costa when you filter by the best 11. The thing that has changed is that they've got an insane tactic. 62 goals from Gyökeres, Saka 31, 24 for Odegaard, 19 for Martinelli. To put it nice and blunt, nice and simple, when you've got players doing that, you will win trophies. Simple. Same with the assists. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players with 10 plus assists. We have got 4 with 17 plus. We've got 2 with 20 plus. We are absolutely cooking. And it puts me in a situation where I've got to really consider now if I sign and who I sign, because the team's doing well. Now, there is still improvements, like the players on the bench, for example. There's a lot of players that I can replace, get some youth into the team for the future when you carry it on the Patreon. I want to make sure you're covered, obviously. But to be honest with you guys, I mean, let's go and look at the schedule right now, because I imagine it's going to be an absolute sea of green. This is the schedule from this season. We'll take a quick scan through it, and it is just an absolute wave of green. We are such a strong team, but we've still got 2 more seasons. Let's make the dream happen. Signing one from my transfer shortlist is going to be Ousmane Diomande, coming in from Sporting, £70 million just to say it, but he's still only 25 and he looks really, really strong. Now, I will say, as strong as he is, he wasn't guaranteed game time, and he didn't get all that much game time. But when you look at players that are available on the market that you can trust to step in for a game when you need them, he is going to be up there, isn't he? So here's a lot of money to spend on, if you want to say, a backup, but I would actually prefer to use the word optional player. It sounds a bit nicer. So welcome in Diomande. And for 31 million, we have got a very good rotation striker in Dusan Vlahovic. He's going to come in for only £30 million, and he's just a player I can look to on the bench and say, "You're right, Dusan, need you for a goal, son." And he'll come on and hopefully score a couple of goals. And do you know what? I really like him in this game as well, so that did have a bit of an influence. He was still at Juventus, he was obtainable. The downside to this window, we couldn't offload anybody else. A lot of people on loan, no permanent deals. Run it back, it's a lot closer, but we are going to win the Premier League once again. And so far, we are on for an 100% win rate. That is what we're talking about here, because there's 5 Premier League opportunities. I've won 4. We win 5, I've won 100% of the chances I'm going to take, and Saka and Odegaard are playing a big part. We've got a new man on the block, actually, in Quay Santos from Chelsea, who's got the most clean sheets, so fair play to him, but it didn't really have an impact. I mean, they did have a good season, finishing in 2nd, as we thump Crystal Palace 6-1 in the last game of our season. We're off to a blinder already. The FA Cup is not going to go our way, sadly, and we'll see where we actually bailed out, where we fell. Hopefully not too early on, so it wasn't. We lose to Fulham, and it is a pretty unorthodox final. The Carabao Cup, we are going to win it again 4-0 over Norwich City in a cup final that, quite simply, was an obliteration. Shield, we are going to win 3-0 over Tottenham Hotspur, so the trophies are there. They keep coming in. Intercontinental champions in a game against River Plate, but again, we're getting to these finals and we're putting on a masterclass. Go on then, it'd be rude not to. A 1-0 win over Roma in the UEFA Super Cup, which means we have won, guess how many trophies? We have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trophies. We don't win the FA Cup, we're runners-up in the Champions League, and we lose that on penalties, so that's as close as it can get. 5 trophies in one season. I know a few of them are sort of your, if you want to say, tin pot trophies, but they're trophies that we've not won in the rebuilds yet, and that means a lot, and it still gives me one more season to really take on the ultimate goal of winning the Premier League, FA Cup, Champions League, EFL Cup, all together, all in one season, and any trophies on top of that would be a little bit of a cheeky bonus. Now, let's go and see what money we've got. So in terms of money for the last season, I'm not going to be angry because we have got 93 million, which I think might be our lowest budget, but that's not a small amount of money. Now, I know what I've got to do. I know the players that I need to get rid of. I know the players that I've got. I know how well we're playing. We've seen that enough, right? The front line's cooking. The defense is being very, very good. The midfield's great. Realistically, what I need to go and do is sign players that maybe are a little bit younger, prepare for your future as well as mine for this season, and really just try and go into this last season and win what I want to win together. It's a lot of pressure because there's several factors here, but I think we can do it, so let's go and find out. No outgoing, sadly, but Semenyo is going to come in purely for realism because I had to get this guy. I know he will sign for them. I'm quite confident he's going to go to Arsenal, and if he doesn't, it will definitely be a team higher up in the Premier League because this guy is just magical to watch. I know Tottenham are in for him, but I think he deserves more, and honestly, he's coming as a bit of a backup option, nothing too crazy. It was money spent purely to make it a bit more realistic, and just another player to have going into that last season. And who knows, maybe this guy played a part in a bit of a storyline. Wink, wink. Well, scrap your storylines because we lose the Premier League for the first time in 5 years while having all of our players in the stat lines and having the most clean sheets. So, yeah, overall, I'm not annoyed because we have won it 4 years out of 5, but we bottle it in the last season. Never knew I was managing Tottenham. That is a joke, Tottenham fans. The FA Cup, my local team, Ipswich, are going to beat me, which is a bitter feeling because I wanted to win it, but also I don't mind seeing Ipswich Town win an FA Cup, right? I mean, fair play. That is a trophy we have won, obviously, 2 times out of 5 years, which is not great, but not awful. I'll take it. Community Shield's getting a bit boring now, guys. Come on. We are going to win it over Tottenham Hotspur, and that is going to be 3 out of 5 years. Simply lovely. The EFL Cup is an absolute battering. Now, it's unique, this game, because obviously it was 1-1. We went to extra time. Look at the collapse from Newcastle. Conceded 2 goals in a minute, and in 2 goals within a 6-minute span, they completely folded. So, yeah, that is also something we have won 4 out of 5 times, meaning the UCL's up next. And the UCL, we are going to win in the last season 3-1 over Real Madrid, where Jude Bellingham, not so much good PR today. He is going to get sent off in the 54th minute. It was a game that we didn't really dominate, to be honest. In fact, Madrid played the better game of football, but I won. That's all that matters. So looking at that competition right now, it is something that we can be proud of because we have won that 2 times, which I will take, we're definitely back as a consistent performance. Saka wins the player of the season actually in the Champions League, and this is a successful rebuild in my eyes. Now, if you're carrying this on in terms of money, you are going to have a budget of 211 million pounds and a team that looks like this on paper. Let's go have a little look, shall we? So we'll go to it right now. You are going to have as your best 11. It's a really good team, let me tell you that for free. So Costa, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Skelly, Casado, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli. I mean, Diamande on the bench. You've still got a lot of the original squad as well. Semenyo steps in, Duzan. You've got endless money, endless resource, and a world-class team. 3 world-class tactics, great set pieces, and still a very good shortlist you can look at the talent on. If you have enjoyed this incredible Arsenal rebuild, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Whack the bell on, get the ultimate save file. I'll see you in the next one.